Are you a best-selling author?
I don't think so. I've sold quite a few copies of my book, but I never really paid attention to any of those metrics. And I remember one time I think I got into the hundreds on Amazon, like
Yes.
ranked 133rd out of books like this in my category or something like that. And I
Right.
remember seeing that like just randomly one day, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And
Yeah.
it just I kept going. So
Right.
no, I don't think I'm a best-selling author, but it's I never really thought about it much. I just said I just want to publish the book.
Right. Is it something that you think about now? Would you like to be a best-selling author?
It depends. So to me, the concept of best selling doesn't necessarily mean that you've sold a lot of books. It could mean that you just sold a lot of books in your category for a very specific amount of time. And I think that's great, and it's really exciting, and it's a great tool to use for promotional materials and say, hey guys, I've sold this many books, and maybe I've got 600 pre-orders, for the next one or something like that. Like, absolutely, who would turn that down? I definitely would not turn that down at all. I think it would be amazing. But I have seen situations where, and I don't think this is wrong at all. It's just really not something that I would want to do. But I've seen situations where someone has paid someone to market their book, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to market their book, basically to guarantee that they're an Amazon best-selling author. And I don't think that that's bad at all, like at all, because it's going to get a lot of notoriety for your book, and it's going to bring new readers potentially to your book and to your business and all that kind of stuff. So I would never want to stop someone from doing something like that. It's just, to me, that something like that for me personally feels a little too pay to play. And I don't really like that. I want everything that I do to be natural and organic and just go with the flow kind of thing. That's just kind of how that I operate. Now, in the future, will that change? Maybe, because those programs cost a lot of money. So if I had some extra money to throw around and I had this book that I really wanted to promote and was super passionate about, maybe. But at least for today, that's not something, that kind of a program is not something that's on the radar for me. So what I'm learning to do right now is I'm learning how to build, and Maria Sequoy, she is the author that I'm following for this and for all this information. So definitely connect with Maria Sequoy if there's, that would definitely be one thing I would recommend to anyone who was watching this stream, is connect with her, because she's fantastic. And what I'm learning from her is not just how to be a best-selling author, but how to build a long-term sustainable business, writing business, author business. That's what I'm looking at.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand. And you know that I'm in the business of helping people to become best-selling authors.
Yes.
For the purpose of releasing their own personal story for their brand. And I've done it myself, right? And so the idea is it's more about the sizzle than the steak, as my coach says. It's like, yes, it is about the book. Yes, it is about connecting with your audience and releasing your brand, but it's also about all the other things that bestseller means, right? So it's about how you can build your business, your programs, your reputation, your authority, your credibility based on the status of becoming a best-selling author, right?
Exactly.
And being authentic with your personal brand and your story and letting people know who you are. Like it's a business identity, right? It's a great boost.
I love what you're doing, because what you're doing is you're coaching people to become that person and become that best-selling type author, and not being afraid of putting your brand and your stories out there. And I think that's absolutely amazing, because you're helping the person transform. So when I spoke about the best-selling idea, I didn't mean that. What I meant specifically is like certain programs that the author has no stake in. They don't really do anything. It's just somebody kind of behind the screens who understands the algorithms and does this, that, and the other, and like, whatever, and kind of and gets the book to become a bestseller, even if they've only sold 2 copies, but they become a bestseller in their category because they knew how to label the book and, and sell 5 copies, and, and maybe that was the most copies that was sold within that window of time. And so technically they're a best-selling author, but they've only sold 5 copies. I'm not interested in something like that. I would be much more interested in something that you're doing that actually builds that brand and that business. Around the concept of best-selling author and credibility and all those things.
Yeah. Thank you. And what I want to add, what I really love about my own program, Bestseller Unleashed, is that once you've gone through my program and become a best-selling author, you can then turn around and teach other people how to do it. So you can leverage what you've learned in my course to be able to create your own course, and then you have your own program and a start to your business. So that's something that I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful, because I want the credibility, the true depth of credibility of being a best-selling author, not just the title that's
Mm.
hollow and empty. I want what you're offering, and that is a bona fide program. And I think the fact that you're really so willing to share that knowledge with other authors and aspiring writers and things like that is a beautiful thing, because it doesn't need to be always gate kept. It really is amazing that you're building this business and you're helping the people that are willing to invest in themselves to do that.
Oh, thanks.
I mean it.
Thanks so much. I appreciate the feedback and the support.
Of course.